really envious because you still have a week of ILAB before you. What brought me here? It's actually, after two very inspiring stories that we have just heard, it's a very, very simple story. So don't expect anything. I'll just tell you how comes I'm here in Bali again. I want to start a bit earlier. In 2009, it was the day in August, and I was feeling really very miserable. I had a wonderful life with my husband and 2 kids at that time, and I had a very good job at the biggest and the best bank in the country, and it was really a very good job, and I liked it. But somehow I didn't feel good, and I was telling you, why? Like, you should feel good, you should feel really happy, but I just didn't. So, and then I tried to speak with me, and I realized I have those 3 options in front of me: coming back to the bank, or starting my own business, or maybe volunteering more at the non-profit that was involved in youth education. And I didn't like either of those options. I thought, no, I don't actually want to do any of those things. And I just don't like my life, and I don't know what to do about it. And then I realized I have to do something about it. And this something for me was I have to go somewhere, because travel always lights me up. And I thought, this place for me is London. Okay, I'm going to London. I called my husband, and I said, I'm going to London for a weekend. He said, well, go for a week. I said, oh yeah, that must be really bad. And and then I started firing emails to friends, and friends said, yeah, come over, stay with me. And then another friend said, oh, I know this lady Bea in London, you should go see her. And I said, yeah, okay, why not? I texted Bea. She said, yeah, why don't we meet next day? So I went to meet Bea, and I said, do you know why we were supposed to meet? She said, no, I don't. So we started just chatting. She was in banking for 10 years. I was in banking for 10 years. And she left. And I said, okay, that's interesting. And she started telling me her story, and I felt like I could connect it. And she said she was a coach of extraordinary women. I said, wow, maybe I need one. I'm not extraordinary, but I need a coach, and I'm a woman. So she said, you have to do this test, and then we'll come back and we'll talk in a couple of days. And I did that test, and I came out as a star in that test. And I said, no way. Who? Star? No. I'm the opposite, actually. I'm very modest. I couldn't be. And then I went to Bea, and I said, this test must be wrong. And she said, maybe not. So we started talking, and the one thing that she said changed the whole picture for me. She said, stars are not the ones who want attention just for themselves. They are the ones who shine on others, and this is how they create value. And I said, yeah, that's something that I can connect to. So I came back to my dilemma, and suddenly I realized I can be a star in any of those places, and that would be really exciting. But I didn't feel strong enough to start my own business, and in a month I actually learned I'm pregnant again. That was the 4th path. It just, it wasn't happening before that, but suddenly I realized I'm pregnant, so I could stay at home for some more time. So I chose the 3rd path as a star, and I came to this little organization that was created by an outstanding woman 5 years before. She had to leave, take up another important position in education, and she just said, can you take over in a week, because I have to go to Germany. I said, no. She said, you have to do it. Otherwise, there's no other person. Okay. I started being a star. I started to promote the company when I left a year and a half later. We raised over $1 million for that organization through sponsorships and European funding. And actually, it helped over 400 to 500 young kids from rural areas to get the education they needed to become extraordinary, because it helped them to go to Harvard and Cambridge and Oxford and MIT and other prestigious music academies. I know, it's kind of kids these kids are already born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They are already talented. It's just that without this organization, they wouldn't be able to unleash their talent and to go to the places where they can get the best education. And that was my mission, to tell that to everybody, to get the money for that. I really love that. And it actually gave me a lot in return. I became the voice for education. I became the voice for volunteering, because we involved a lot of volunteers. I wrote my master's thesis. I graduated from my executive MBA. And I did my master's thesis on encouraging volunteering in organizations. I thought, a university wouldn't accept such a thesis. And I got the highest grade for my thesis. I got the diploma of the best student of the year, and I got the Masters Club award for the best thesis. So I realized that, things just, you just have to do things that you want to do sometimes and not be afraid. And then my university invited me to their business council. So here I am, very serious here, sitting on the business council of my university, and this photo was actually taken in the president's office, where we had a discussion on youth education. So suddenly, just by trying to help, just by being a star, promoting or a small organization, I created a different life for myself. And there was a problem that I saw there. I realized, talking with young people and spending a lot of time with them, I realized they don't know a thing about the real world. They think it's school, then it's university, then it's job, then it's success. And I thought, we have those really bright minds here. They could do a lot of things. They could accomplish amazing things, but they can get lost. And so I started inviting, people from all walks of life, professors and business people and, artists to meet with them. But then I said, what a shame. We only have, several hundred kids in the academy. And this is a thing that everybody needs, every school needs. So I started working on it. I didn't have an answer. I started talking with people, just talking and, brushing the idea. At that time, I came back to Swedbank because they created a position which was called sustainability manager, and I was always very much interested in corporate social responsibility and sustainability. I was the one promoting it in my organization before a position like that was created, and when it was created, I just couldn't not come back. But I said, I'm coming back, but I have a project here that I want to continue. And my boss said, yeah, why not? And we started a project together with another very big organization, the biggest telecommunications company, Omnitel. Here's Omnitel, here's Swedbank, and the project allows people, professionals from different areas, volunteer at schools. They create a project. Let's say they say, I want to come and talk about my job, about my profession, about my industry, whatever, or how I'm using math now in my work. a project can be on anything. Then they register on this site, and teachers invite them to schools. So currently, the project covers over 676 schools, about 1,463 teachers participated in it, and 682 professionals from different organizations, from 224 organizations. And it's endorsed by the president of Lithuania. So you'd think, after creating a project that was like the fourth baby for me, I would stay into it. But I realized that there's something more I had to do. There's something else. But I didn't know what it is. So I just, at first okay, I'll just come back, not to distract you. At first I thought maybe maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'll just have to do my job and that's it. Then I received a call from one of the biggest universities in Lithuania, and they said, "We saw what you've done, with the nonprofit, with the National Student Academy. We've seen what you're doing at the bank, and with your project. Who needs it? We want you in the university." I said, no. And then they called me a month later. They said, "Yeah, we still need you." And they started telling me, about all the changes that they are planning, and yeah, they lured me in. I left the bank. I went to work as marketing and communications director to the university, to Kaunas University of Technology. And I worked there for half a year. But then I realized it's a little bit too much. It's 100 kilometers commute every day, to another city and back. I have 3 kids at home. I don't see them. I would come back, lie on my bathroom floor because it was warm. And my kids would come to me and say, Mommy, let's do this and that. I'd say, just give me 10 minutes. I need to get some energy from the floor because I had none. So I realized it's too big a price I'm paying. And at the same time, I realized that it's time for my own business. Yes, I'm ready now because I felt really confident and strong. I left in April. I organized a sustainability conference a week after that. And then I said, now it's time. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't really have a clue. So I started experimenting. I had this idea of starting an English language club for people who work in corporate world and they don't use English language every day and they just want to keep it up. And I thought, we could just meet every week and talk about different topics, read Harvard Business Review articles and then debate on them. So I thought, that's a good idea, but somehow not really it. And then I got this email from Bea. And she said, it said there's this women-only ILAB coming up in Bali. And I didn't have the money for the trip or the ILAB. And it wasn't a very good time, but I just wanted to do it. So I told my husband, what do you think? And he knew in the question, he had to encourage me to go. And he said, yeah, you should definitely go. I said, you think so? Yes, you should go. I said, yeah, then I'll go. So I came. I was really excited. I was sending him right here in a different dress, and it was cool. And it took me a week. After a week, other girl said, Lina, is that you? Because you are a different person from the one who actually arrived a week before. And it was true. I started to get into flow here. I really loved being here. And I was very frustrated because my business idea wouldn't move anywhere further. But I moved myself. And I started doing different exercises and stuff. And suddenly suddenly, you know, it all started to fall into places for me, and I realized that, you know, this works for me. So why don't I take it back home? Because I know so many other people stuck in corporate world, jobs and worlds, and this is something that we need, because in my country, well, as in many other countries, the corporate world is a safe harbor. And there are so many people struggling in this harbor. And I thought I really have to take that back home. So I changed my idea and I started building a new one. I decided to create a 10-week program for people just like me. I started to promote it, and it was, you know, I thought I was crazy. But at the same time, just not to, you know, not to get too stuck on the business idea, I started doing other things. Because I love mountains, I started climbing the mountains, just, you know, just to take my mind away. So first I went to Mount Matur, and yeah, it was challenging, but it was too easy. So then I decided, no, I need the bigger challenge. So then I decided to go to Mount Agung, and it's a 3,000 meter mountain, which seemed to be quite, you know, a great challenge. I went to talk to John. He said, no, you're afraid of heights. No, you shouldn't do it. I said, yeah, I should do it. Yeah, I should definitely do it. So I did, and it was really exciting. It was so good, and it helped me, you know, move the boundaries, and it helped me create my own business. So I turned my dreams into plans. It was very strange at first, you know, planning something, not, you know, something that doesn't exist. I started my Facebook, and I used a photo from Mount Agung just to, you know, inspire me, because it didn't mean anything to anybody else. But it started, you know, I started getting Facebook fans, and people got interested in what I shared about ILAB and my experiences here in Bali. And I realized it's becoming real. Now it's real. I went back home and I asked my sister to create a logo for me. And I said, it has to be something red and you know, something that attracts attention, because I didn't want to hide anymore. This is my brand. It says Dream Workshop in Lithuanian, and it has my name on it. In 2009, the first thing that Dea told me to do, she said, go and buy the domain with your name. Because as a star, you have to create your own brand. My name, it's too ordinary. Nobody would even remember it. And I didn't do it, but I did it later on. And I don't think it's ordinary. I think it's the way, the way we create it, the way I create it. It will stand for what I do. So I rebranded it. And now the number of my fans is growing. It's not thousands yet, but I'm really happy with it. And I created a symbol for all the dreamers who come to my programs. It's a little organic glass thing, and it has the word dreamer on it. And people love it. I love it, and they love it too. And this is one of the guys sharing. He says, don't forget to dream today. And he's holding his dream on his hand. And that's my already second group of 10-week programmers, dreamers. And that's my third group. And that's a photo from a networking event that we did, because I also want to connect all those people. And this group actually created a song for me. It says something like, Lina, you inspire us to dream. And I thought, nobody has ever created songs for me in my corporate world. I was just sitting at a desk, and no dreams and no songs, and nobody, coming to me and saying thank you, or writing me letters that they were really inspired and they found their passion, or they started their projects. So it's really great. It's rewarding every day. And then I decided, then if I'm so good with following my dreams, maybe I should go further. And we had this dream with my husband, with our family, to travel. We've been considering different options, but we realized that with 3 small kids, our kids are 3, 6, and 9, it's very difficult to travel all the time. So we decided to forget the ticket around the world. You probably know about this one. We thought it's just too challenging. And then we said maybe we'll pick a couple of countries and live there, which led to the idea that it's not good for kids because then they will miss school. And we kind of dropped the idea. When I came back from Bali, it all settled. In my mind it was clear. We have to go to Bali. We have to take our kids to green school. And I have to, green school here. I have to go back to Vision Villas and do something there because this is the place where I really get inspired and it really gets me going. So why not, spend the year, here, connected to this place, coming as often as they allow me to come. So then I started writing emails to Penny from Roger's team, and I said, Penny, you have this Millennium Master Plan coming up, Academy coming up. Can I come and be on the crew? She said, yeah, let's see. And then I said, let's chat. And we chatted for 2 hours on Skype. And I tried to let her realize that they will not be able to do it without me because I'm so good in organizing programs and seminars and whatever. You just have to have me there. And she said, yeah, let me think. And then she was thinking, and I know she had a lot of things to do. And one day a letter arrived. Yes, we welcome you as a crew member, and we invite you to come to the academy. And that was, I wanted to say the end of my world. No, it was the beginning of my new world. This is when I realized that it's really happening. It's happening the way I want it to be. And so now this is the villa where we live now. We are looking for a house. We're here for 3 weeks with goal to find a lovely house for our family because we are coming back on the 1st of August for a year. Our kids will go to green school. They're already accepted, and it's challenging with the mosquitoes and stuff, But I just love being here, and it's probably double or triple the pleasure because I'm here with my husband and my 3 kids, and I just love doing everything together. So thank you very much, and I hope you will be able to realize your dreams. Your projects will just go straight up, and you will be very successful. Use the last week to the best. And you guys rock.
Something about inspiring. Any questions for Lina? I was thinking some of the ILABers would have some questions. You're all just inspired by the action, the simplicity. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Everything was there.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Can we please? So we move on to the last section of this evening, which we always end with because we have an opportunity for all of our ILABers to set up a video campaign. So just for those of you who don't know, ILAB is a 30-day business incubator. We have people come from all around the world to kind of work out how to set themselves up as a global enterprise. Global enterprise being not that you are operating globally, but more so that you decide to live globally as a global citizen wherever you decide to live. Pretty much as just kind of just your life to be. So people show up here to kind of work out how they can do that, and people show up here with all sorts of traditional businesses. They show up with businesses which are just theory or concept, and some people get here with businesses which they're kind of a bit over and are looking to rediscover and redesign. And over the 30 days, we take them on a bit of a journey as these amazing individuals have been with us for the last 30 days. And one of the projects on one of the days is a project to build a video, which is, it's a team event. People get together and we take some footage, and there is, how would you go out and promote this program to other people who would like to know about ILAB? So they do that, and they have a whole bunch of rules and things that they've got to follow. But I'm not going to tell you about the rules. In fact, I'm going to invite the person who actually gets this all working, who's at the back of the room, who's been playing all the music and doing all the amazing stuff that he does all the time during those 30 days as well. Shane, up to the stage. Talk to us about it.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Amazing, inspirational talks tonight. Thank you all for your stories and showing up the way you do. It just makes our we stand on the shoulders of giants here, so it's great to be here. Okay, moving on to our event. We have some. What I do is I present your online videos, which is a segment. It's about creating your own website videos and how you go about making your own website videos and having an example of how to make a website video, so you can go away and make your own video for your own business and your own website. So the criteria that I use, I split the the ILAB group into two teams. I named one Brahma, God of Creation, one Kali, which is God of Time and Change. So we've got two teams. The criteria is that we create a 3-minute ILAB testimonial video using the grounds at Excel Vision Villas. We have 120 minutes to create your strategies and film the raw footage. And we work as a team, and then we submit to the editor the filming notes and instructions so I can edit them. On this occasion, we had a startup business in the course itself that was starting a video company business, which was Tim. And so Tim asked if he could edit his own video for his team. So we chose. Tim was you were in the Brahma team. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the two videos. I don't know how John's going to go with judging the videos.
I'm not.
However, my idea is to we'll present the two videos to you, and then you can sort of decide how the videos pan out together, and we can work together on that. Okay. All right. So Tim, are you going to do the critiquing after the video or before the video?
So the rules of this game, and given that everybody's in the room and you don't all know anybody who's part of these teams, is that judges tonight. So when you watch the movies, we're going to get each one of the videos up. When we finish each one of those videos, we're going to get the team up, and we're going to take 3 or 4 questions or critiques from the judges. So put on your judge's hat. Either good, you can be the good cop or the bad cop, I don't mind. And we're going to pass that around. And we're going to get you as the judges to have a little conversation with the team about how they did it or whatever that shows up for you. So we'll do that each time, and then at the end of it, we want to vote. So decide on which one you like the most, and we're going to get you to pretty much do a vote by hand, and the hands shall be counted. You can only put up one at a time for each one of it, so 2 hands doesn't really work. So those are the rules. Is everybody willing to play with the game? Excellent.
Okay. Right. In addition to that, we have not done this before in other ILABs. We've gone pioneer on you, and we have an award also for the Toblerone Cup, which the winning team will win. Second is the best actor. In both films, we need the best actor of each film, but we need the best cinematography as well. So we work that out, okay?
Yeah.
So best
Good
cinematography,
luck,
best
Shane.
actor. Okay. So we're going to play the videos first, and
Yep.
then we're going to... Okay.
Let's get the first video and then we'll get the first group out.
Okay. First video is Brahma team. So I'm going to take off and press play.
Hi, I'm Mish and I'm a Blaze.
Hi, I'm Drew and I'm a Blaze.
Hi, my name's Andrea and I'm a Tempo.
Hi, I'm Tim and I'm a Dynamo. Hi, I'm Andy and I'm a Blaze.
Freedom!
Nice.
Consciousness. Clarity. My word is flow.
Tranquility.
When I came here, I knew my why. ILAB was giving me clarity and helped me find my what. I'm going to help teens find their purpose and their passion. So I came to ILAB looking for my why. Why was I really on the earth? What was I supposed to do? And through the work here at ILAB, and it's only been a couple of weeks, and there's still a couple of weeks to go, I realised that it's the visual image and connecting people with businesses and givers and receivers.
Right, here we are in the Fire Pavilion, Fire Ballet, and this is where we connect to the Who. The fire energy is all about the heart, all about the spirit, and all about connecting to the tribe and sharing that within our life, our business, and the world around us.
The earth element is about grounding. It's about the connection with the source, the connection with Mother Nature.
It's kind of funny that I got to talk about the how, because I only scored 4% on my test for steel. But what I have learned is that too often we jump to how, and that there are other questions that we do need to address before we get to the how. In particular, the when, what, and who. The library has been most meaningful and resonant to me. Why I wake up in the morning? I wake up in the morning to enlighten, inspire, and enhance the perception of teens all over the world. I do that because it helps them live their lives to the fullest and encourage others to do the same around them.
Alright, here we are in the Fire Pavilion, Fire Ballet, and in here we connect to the Who. And what I really resonate with in this particular area is the fact that it's the spirit energy, and it's where Who comes in, where Who connects to us, and we connect to them. Fire energy is all about spirit, it's all about passion, and it's all about life and joy.
So I came to ILAB focusing on my brand, Planet Calm, and through the process decided that the Andy Lawrence brand needed some work as well. And through some work in the last few days, I've got a very clear idea now of why I get up out of bed in the morning to create outstanding conscious businesses and lives.
Since coming to ILAB, the earth element has resonated most powerfully with me because I feel connected again to the world around me.
Since coming to Bali and coming to ILAB, I realised that water is the element that resonates most with me. It's all about spirit. And I've come here to regain the centre of my spirit.
Together through the heart of business to create that purpose in life.
Freedom!
going to work seeking.
Again, ballet. Let's do that again.
Hi. I'm Tim. I'm a dino. Just Tim.
Let's have a team of girls.
And let's get them up on stage. Let's get the whole team up on stage. All right. All right. So, poker face judges. Questions, critique. Who'd like to start off? Yeah, we'll get you a microphone. Yeah. So, questions and critique. Don't be shy. Critique.
I'd just like to say that what Shane said was not what we were told at all. It was like, go out and make a video of, your experiences at ILAB. And then as we went on and as the days went on and the weeks went on, it's kind of like, it's going to be a testimonial and it's going to be a whole lot of people going to look at it and you'll be judged, and that was after we did it. So, yeah, anyway. Thank you. Anyone got any questions? Or I'm sure there's not that many questions, really.
So, without anyone else, I'm going to ask a few questions. So, what was it like kind of working with your team? Because obviously you had a whole bunch of blaze energy in there as well. You had a bit of a mix there as well, and then obviously a bunch of leaders.
Yeah, well, Andrew kind of took over, really. I was obviously behind Andrew. I was behind the camera, which was great. And I like, trying to direct people and telling them what to do. But Andrew was great because I was focusing on the technical stuff. So Andrew was getting everyone organised. And then all the way through, though, we had these clowns just breaking up. And yeah, sorry, I don't know why I was looking at you particularly, but it was just, the whole thing was actually almost the best part of this is going to be the outtakes, and which is why we left that bit in, and it's probably 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes, and we thought that just makes it for us because it was so funny, and we tried not to be too serious, and of course we had special people helping us there.
The one comment I'd make is that Tim didn't just edit this. He, all the way through, just had a magical way, and he's working in his flow state, of just choosing slightly different ways to shoot everything. And as you saw it on the way through, his editing was unbelievable. His direction to all of us was incredible as well. So you got a great result out of all of us. So thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've got a quick question. You mentioned that you didn't really realise what the video was for when you were asked to make the video. So I'd like to ask each of you, what would you do differently, knowing what you know now and the purpose of the video? What would you do differently now? I think I would. Well, I'm speaking for myself, but everyone else can talk too. I think that we would have taken it much more seriously, and that probably would have been a mistake. And I think that we just did it as we love to work together as a team, and it came out the way it came out. If I'd known what I knew, the final note, what Shane said tonight, it would have been a completely different thing, and probably not as fun, I don't think.
I think for me, I would have done the exact same thing I did.
You say that with such clarity.
I probably would have had some acting lessons.
I probably would have brought the clown on a little bit more.
I think I agree with that. That's what I would do. I'd make sure that Michelle did clowning for the whole way through, because there were so many takes you didn't see that were just unbelievable. So thanks, Michelle. But look, at the end of the day, I think what was great is that we had plenty of opportunities to talk from our heart. And I really like that about what we did. So that was good.
Very cool. Can we give us one? Give a round of applause. And Master Shane's going to take us into the next video.
What I liked most about ILAB was the collaboration. I came here with an idea, leaving with the business, two new business partners, and really excited to see what's going to happen in the next 12 months.
The thing that I love most about ILAB is the incorporation of exercise in our daily routine. And as Richard Branson says, his great ideas come when he exercises, and I believe that's so true now, having experienced that here. I formed a new habit for life. Awesome.
With all the noise and distractions that we have in our daily life, what I really love about ILAB is the habits that we're cultivating in terms of the daily meditations and yoga practice. And that keeps me absolutely grounded and present. What I learned about ILAB is just taking the complexity of the big world and just being back to nature, and that's the simplicity of nature and the wisdom of ILAB.
ILAB is about letting go of the destination and always wanting to achieve the goal, and just relaxing, kicking back and enjoying the journey.
And for me, it's all about the discovery.
This place called ILAB is a wonderful journey of learning. We learned through Jason and Lina that an 8-minute lifestyle can change your life. And part of that change is tapping into your spirit through meditation with Andrew. And we learned you can tap in anywhere using Craig's online University and Michelle's Soul Wisdom. And we don't have to do it alone, because Vita will host a mastermind group and Sylvie will coach you to see things amazingly different. How important to see differently. Life does it by adding more successful magazines when the world says print is dead, and Debbie shows that relationships are strong and loving contrary to tabloid news. As Drew shares the importance of finding a voice in the noisy world, Stella attracts wisdom through the simple things. And to think, clarity came when we joined Andrea's journey to just be. Then it became easy. Will you remember what we learned? Yes, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, and Tim captured 1,000,000 of them.
And me, well, I wake up every morning to share little stories that get big results. I hope you like the story of ILAB 9.
This is to end in fire, and we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn over on the mountainside.
Can I give our Star Wars crew some round of applause and can we welcome up on stage? Can we help our team up on stage? Excellent. Right.
So we were excited about doing ours because, first of all, we knew we weren't, I don't think any of us were really good camera people, so we decided to use the team and utilize, Jason was great with what we did do, but we decided to utilize the entire team and use the photos and the videos from what the entire ILAB 9 team did. And we wanted to include everybody because that's what ILAB 9 was about. So that was our main premise, to make sure that we got everybody's dream in there, so that we could show a video of ILAB 9.
Yeah, I think that was outside of the rules, Mr. Shane. I just said inside of Vision Villas and all sorts of things. I think the man who wrote the rules just broke them.
No, he said we could use.
Oh, of course he did.
We could use everything. Yeah. Yep. He said we could use anything we had.
It was inside the vision. Okay, which was all that. Okay. Any questions or comments for this group from our?
Great great.
I just want to know, how did Jason work it to get a group of girls?
Jason's quite masterful.
It's tough.
That's called working it. Any other observations?
We're going to set up a new program on that.
There we go.
So, was it a collaborative to come up with the inspiration of using all of us in that? Because that was just really beautiful, guys. Really beautiful. Whose inspiration was that?
No, you go for it.
I was just going to say we really had a true leader that stepped up putting this together, and I'd like to acknowledge Theon. She's an absolute creator. She came up with the overall sort of story, and then we thought, well, we want to weave everybody into it. We don't want to exclude anyone. So I think it's her genius that really shines through here.
All right. So it comes down to the final vote. So can we get our first group up on stage as well? There we go. All right. Okay. So, okay.
Veda, we're calling you.
All right, so does everybody remember the first group in the first video? Right, so just go back and have a little consideration. I'll give you all of 2 seconds. And then now consider the second one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get everyone to put their hand up to vote for the first one, and then everyone to put up their hand to vote for the second one. You can vote for both. That's okay. I'm going to be quickly counting the hands. If I see both your hands up, you're out. You won't be counted. So make sure you count it, you decide on which one you want to do, and if you want to vote for both, then you're welcome to do that. All right. So everyone up for it? Everyone knows what their best for? All right. For the first group, can we get a show of hands from the judges? 1, 2, 3. Oh, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. Is that a 20? That's a 20 count. Can you keep that? And for the second group, can we get a vote of hands for the judges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 21 to 20. The second group is going to be Alright. And the winner gets to eat a bunch of chocolate. So, who makes something on behalf of? Would you like to say something?
It was tremendous being told what to do by more than one woman at a time. It's a new experience. No, it was fantastic. I think ILAB was great so far. I'm looking forward to, say, the next week, working with the team, working with everybody here, and the next 12 months, I say, is going to be very, very exciting. But I think this goes to both teams, actually. Yeah. So
that was That's the consequence. 1 point out. So congratulations. We also have some additional prizes. So Sean, could you come up to present these additional prizes? And yeah, I know, but this. Okay.
Okay. So how are we going to do this?
Who's going to do cinematography?
Well. I won!
So,
first of all, I think that it's pretty a slam dunk at the moment for our best actor in amongst all this, and I think he's part of. He's been an inspiration through the whole ILAB. Also, the youngest ILAB person.
Planned acceptance speech, but
that's what they all say.
Looks kind of like me, right? Yeah, Liz, there you go. We can switch sides too. So these are my unique talents. It's really good working with everybody, and it's kind of sad that we got our last week coming up, and it all flew by so quick, and I think all of us are a little stunned by it. I'm already trying to plan something for every single night this week so we can kind of remember a little more. But no, it's been a great journey.
Thank you. Okay, I guess it's pretty obvious who the award for cinematography is going to go for. Thank you, Tim, for your great work on the it was an amazing video that you know, it was awesome. Thank you very much. Welcome to
All
the
right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again for another extraordinary evening. We'll be running another one next month about the same time. Keep a check on the Facebook page. Looking forward to having you all back, and of course looking forward to having you guys all back when you decide to join us again at ILAB. Thank you very much for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight.